That's fine. Yes. You are right. But as the saying goes, that behind every successful man,
there's a woman.
And so behind every successful sports host,
There's
today's session, there is a beautiful woman.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Very beautiful by all standards.
Should we elaborate? Should we throw more light on it?
Please do.
Okay, so as usual, very good afternoon to our.
All right, so there we have it. Switching back, and then we'll be going live. And then instead we are talking about the Black Stars, and then whether they'll be camping in Ghana before their match against Morocco. But there's been different developments to that. The GFA Communications Director Henry Asante Chum, in his presentation to Wezo TV, actually mentioned that because there's limited time for that, they may not be camping at all in Accra, Ghana, that is. So they'll be heading straight to Morocco, Marrakech to be precise, where they'll be playing shortly at the Stade, at the stadium that they are going to be playing in Morocco. So guys, what are your thoughts on that particular one?
Nana, thank you very much. Let's greet our people watching us live on Facebook and also Clog TV. We are always grateful. Today is the first day in October. We all know the breast cancer awareness are in October. So the ladies, we are with you guys. Nana, finally, the Senior Blasters of Ghana. Today's week, we are playing against Central African Republic. As I always do, our three countries are at stake, and our hands is in the Blasters. Canada, USC, and Mexico. It's in a blaster force. So we're just hoping that today's week we'll see good news. And Nana, I think it's a very good call from the GFA that we will go straight to the camp and Morocco, because checking it there will be matches this week over the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. So if the players are supposed to report on Monday, I'm sure Monday they will have a training in Accra Sports Stadium. Then Tuesday they will go to Morocco, which is very bad. So if let's take it, say all the players report to Morocco on Monday, let's say roughly by 12 noon, there will be a reporter. They can have 2 training sections in Morocco ahead of the game on Wednesday. Because Nana, no disrespect to the Central African Republic team, but Nana, we need this win very, very well. The reason being is if we are able to beat Central African Republic, that our own hands is in our hands at Accra Sports Stadium against Comoros, the last game, which is very difficult because Comoros at night in the day, so I check. So for this change of plans from the GFA, including all the playing body, is a very good call for us. I think it's only Benjamin Asare who's going to leave the country here to Morocco alongside the GFA executives and the playing body. So I think it's a very good call. We don't want a situation where the coach and the technical team will say they couldn't get enough training. Because now we mean business. Per what I saw in our last 2 games, it means we mean business. So kudos to them. This is what we always wanted. Putting measures in place and very well. From here to Morocco, now I'm sure they will do a transit at Spain before they will get to Morocco. I don't know if there's going to be a straight flight to Morocco. Per what I know, mostly when they are going to Morocco, they do a transit at Spain before going to Morocco. But for the players coming from their various clubs to Morocco, now I think it's a very good call. So kudos to the GFA people.
Benito, kudos to them as well. In the same light, we've seen that the venue as well for the game has been changed.
Exactly.
It initially was supposed to be Stade Jadida in Morocco, but then it's gone to Stade on the Meknes in Morocco. That was one thing that we didn't actually plan for. But the reason why we are actually playing the game in Morocco is because Central African Republic, almost like Ghana, do not have an approved CAF stadium in their own country. Almost like Ghana. I said that because Ghana has just one, and it was Accra Sports Stadium who was accredited quite later on. We all saw the brouhaha behind the Fixer Stadium's saga and all that. But now we are going to Morocco to play Chad. Advantage, disadvantage, and the reporting that we are not even coming to Ghana to camp here before we go. We are going straight there before we play a game.
Thanks very much, and as usual, wonderful greetings to our viewers for their support and everything. So many questions to be answered right from your submissions. And first of all, let me start from this angle. Talking of change of venues and other stuff. I think it is as a result of, as you rightly said, Central African Republic not having a standard pitch to host CAF organized competitions. In fact, we are better off. It's unfortunate that if we want to compare Ghana to a country or a different country, it shouldn't, no disrespect to Central African Republic, but it shouldn't be Central African Republic.
Yeah.
Because you said we only have one.
Yeah.
That is, even that one is a conditional,
it was a conditional approval. Yeah.
Yes, but all in all, to have one with conditions is better than having none. You get my point? We are having one with conditions. Whereas Central African Republic, they do not have. So at least having that one with conditions in this scenario is better than none. Now, to the subject matter. I've had an engagement with one of the Black Stars officials and with their decisions on why the team will be camping straight within the enclave of Morocco. Is that one, they first considered the risk involved because with a Google or with the geographical setup of every traveling event and other things, if you are traveling from Europe, let's say from England, from Spain, from Italy, whatsoever, then you come into, let's say, Ghana, and traveling from Europe to Morocco, those people who are enthused in this traveling arrangement and stuff, it is believed that traveling from Europe to Morocco is much easier as compared to traveling from Europe to Ghana. And here is the case that you'll be playing a game in Morocco. So just to cut cost and not to have, let's say, enough of these costs being incurred with traveling arrangement. Why then don't we just assemble our boys straight at Morocco? Because with all due respect, in fact, we are yet to find out the official squad. But from time immemorial, we've had major of our squad just plying their trade. Exactly. And so if they take all these things into considerations, I think that it's justifiable. As landlord said, with our current setup, I'm sure it would be only Benjamin Asare that will be traveling from Africa, in this case Ghana, to Morocco. And even with him, we are privileged to have Air Maroc. It's a straight flight.
You have used the Air Maroc before as well. For when you were going to Morocco. I'm just saying that because you are saying that first and information.
I understand. And so if it's only Benjamin Asare, although we do not have the official squad, but it's an open secret that majority of our squad will be coming from Europe. And in this case, if we have only Benjamin Asare that will be traveling to Morocco from Ghana, it means that to cut cost, that is my establishment. If you want to cut cost, where we'll be camping and these brouhaha, I think, in my opinion, isn't needful. But at this point in time, the only thing that should be talked about is how to get the 3 maximum points, irrespective of the place we play in, the venue, the country. Those things shouldn't be considered. The only thing that should be of enough importance to every Ghanaian is how to secure that maximum 3 points. And then why, if you're able to win that game, it makes us one way or the other. I should say that you better qualify, even though at this point we need 4 points, so that irrespective of other results or other fixtures, the outcome is on fire. But at least if we are able to beat Central African Republic, it means that Yanai Bako and Yanai 1.5 would be at the 2026 World Cup. So from that tangent, I really agree to that fact.
Yes, I will come back to Ghana, but just because we are talking about qualification to Africa, let me just divert our minds to this particular developing story that came up during the week. Nigeria have been given a lifeline to qualify for the World Cup once again. They're on 11 points behind Benin and South Africa. Now, South Africa were leading with 17 points. But all of a sudden, for fielding an ineligible player in a CAF competition for a national team in 2025, they have been docked 3 points. So now on 14 points. Benin is also now on 14 points, and Nigeria on 11 points. That means if Nigeria should win, they should maybe be in contention for the World Cup position if all things stand equally for these last 2 games. South Africa have shot themselves in the foot once again. Landlord.
And I think it is very disgrace to the South African national team and in the whole country itself. They should have known better. When I heard the story, before the verdict came out, I was just asking myself, it is true, because it is unfair. You know the rules. That is what the rule says. So they disukeke, then you are good to go. But Bibini, it is well. But all the same, I think it's a very good one and also sad. It's a good one for the other teams, normal group, and it's also sad for South Africa. If they are not able to qualify, they have themselves to be blamed. So I think it's a very good call for Nigeria. So when these 2 teams there, I think South Africa and Nigeria, if landlord, as I said here, you tell me to choose one team that is supposed to go to the World Cup, I think I'll choose Nigeria because they have a lot of qualities in their team, but the problem is the teamwork, which is not helping them. So I think it's a learning process for the whole countries within Africa. And I say, let's learn. Let's always stick to the rules, learn the rules, and also apply the rules. But it's unfortunate for South Africa.
Benito.
Yes.
Major setback for South Africa. What
yes, a huge one. In fact, they can't just afford to probably miss out on the 2026 World Cup. And one thing I dislike in my life about the African, I've had the opportunity to speak to one of their journalists. And from him, he said that their team manager in Vincent Checker and their team organizer, David Mowantra. Right from that verdict up to yesterday, I do not know any update about it as of now, but from the day that verdict came out till yesterday, they've been kept by heavy security presence. Yes. And the reason is very simple. As you pay your calculations and these permutations, assuming without admitting that probably Nigeria gets the opportunity to qualify at the expense of South Africa, at this point in time, because you were negligent on your duty. You know the rule. Its status clear. It has been there since. No. The rule has been there since time immemorial. For you to field unqualified player, one, I understand it is the duty or the sole responsibility of the team manager and the team organizer. Agreed. How about the other technical members, including the head coach? He has 2 assistant coaches. When we're talking about technical duties, administratively, we have people that are supposed to be handling such events or such occasions. But this is a case of delicacy. At this point, fielding that particular player, causing huge loss to the state. Because from all indications, we are just hoping that probably they win their game against Zimbabwe on Friday. Else, a disaster.
Which is not going to be an easy one.
Because
you get Zimbabwe, the South African range, when it comes to that particular climate, it's not an easy one. I remember there was a time that Ghana had to play against Zimbabwe to secure qualification for our first World Cup in 2005. It was quite a very, very difficult game.
It's one of the crucial games for South Africa. I'm even thinking of their psychological well-being. When they say, what do we? All of a sudden, there is a news that changes the whole situation. The whole narrative is changed. The psychological well-being of the players, the technical team, everyone within the South African enclave will be a problem. But here is the case, it has happened and you can't reverse it. I should use that word. It can't be reversed. I said this thing on another platform, citing the example that assuming this thing happened within the story of Black Stars. Landlord saying,
No, I mean, I don't understand why heads are not being rolled at this particular time. Because if you are supposed to be in charge of the team's technical advisors and all that, you know that prior to the game against Lesotho, Teboho Mokoena, that's the name of the player.
Exactly, Teboho.
He had accumulated 2 yellow cards. Sure. It means that he shouldn't play in the next game. And it's as simple as that. It's very simple. Teboho Mokoena has 2 yellow cards.
Yes.
Must not
He's
play
unqualified to play in that game.
He's not eligible to play in that game. Yet, you look beyond everything and then you play him. And this is without due respect to Lesotho. If South Africa are going to head to toe with Lesotho, they do not need Teboho Mokoena
exactly.
for a victory in that game. Looking at
right.
the level at which South African football is, and then the level at which Lesotho football
I still don't get it, how that thing really happened. Because my little experience in football administration, when you are registering players during a match day organization, with this new FIFA Connect system, if a player is unqualified, the moment you insert his or her name in the system, automatically it reflects.
Exactly.
That has been the new system.
Exactly.
So I still do not get how that thing happened. And within this period, before you can print out the official match day squad through the FIFA Connect and the CAF player system thing, all these things comes to play. And so, assuming that landlord plays for, let's say, Ghana, he has accumulation of cars. He do not fit to play for, let's say, Ghana versus Chad. The moment you insert his name and try printing the match day squad out, it will be detected that Isaac Opoku with red inscriptions.
I know they did your J card.
In fact, I have personal experience. That is why I know what I'm talking about. It will be shown with red inscription that this player, this name, do not qualify.
So let's bring it down, landlord. For viewers who don't know what we are talking about, the system. For instance, if you play fantasy football and then you see that a player has been red carded.
Yes.
When you go onto your fantasy football app and you are trying to filter the player.
Sure, from the dashboard.
To show you on the dashboard that there is a red exclamation mark.
Exactly.
That is how CAP system
works.
You cannot actually download a sheet of a player that has been that is ineligible to play in that game.
That is a technical word. So I still wonder how that thing happened. And in fact, surprisingly and interestingly, within that game, that player in question virtually played nothing.
Exactly.
He didn't add any positivity to the South African team. Landlord,
your concluding remarks on
that.
I
think you use the fantasy league. I'm sure most of our people doesn't know. So let's come to the normal level, like playing a video game. We use a league. So when you play a video game and you see that a player gets a red card, when you're coming to the substitution, I won't say the normal player is near white, but this one is black. So you can't even
we are black.
Landlord, what they are back, you don't know.
So now, I think there are some questions that we need to ask ourselves. Even the guy himself, I'm sure no one said he can't play in the next match. So why didn't you even tell the coach? So I'm not supposed to play.
No, but landlord, at that point we can't blame the player.
But
at that point,
we can.
How?
The reason being, you can't say you yourself. You know, you are not supposed to play.
Okay.
The match. As I said here, if I don't, it means to me, I'm supposed to tell her now, and you say I can't do it.
No, we are talking about systems and clarifications. So,
okay.
Let me give you one example.
Sure.
The story of Derek Atakun, why he was called, yet
he didn't play.
Yeah. Not the matter of even playing, but he was not on the match day squad team or list. It is because, as of now, his clearance from FIFA that will enable him to play for Ghana because he has dual citizenship, Germany and Ghana.
So he definitely needs clearance.
Yes. As of the time we played against Chad and Mali, the clearance wasn't in. I understand. The player himself knows about it. But at that point, it is not the duty of the player to tell the technical handlers. It is the issue of systems. So the moment you type his name, Derek Atakun, it will automatically reflect that he is not qualified to play in this game.
And the last team that he played for is the German
youth side. Exactly. So I do not know, but at this juncture, I don't think that the player should be blamed massively.
No, I'm not blaming, but I think Obitima contributed like 10%. As
And
you
then
said, Derek Atakum knew that he can't play, so you can also raise a concern. But now, all the same there, I think as I said earlier on in my early submission, it says South Africa has their own self to blame if they don't qualify for this FIFA World Cup, because I'm sure the people in charge, the technical for now, they are supposed to see to this a new council ball has done harm to the South Africans because Nigeria thought it was over for them. We all knew that South Africa is ahead. After the verdict came out, so it shows clearly that the system in the African football and FIFA is really working. So for me, my conclusion is it's a big lesson to the other countries, especially my darling country.
This is one point that we should actually have heads rolling for this. We should have people losing their jobs for such a crime like this, because it's just unheard of. You can't just think straight about such a simple thing that you are being paid for it, especially when people receive some bonuses which are really unheard of when it comes to national teams. On this note, we'll be going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we have more to discuss. Don't go anywhere. Yes, you are still on the nation's ultimate and number one sports show. My name is Nanaya Asari. I'm in the studios with the champion of champions, champion Benito and Isaac Opoku, aka the landlord of Ghana football. Also a reminder that we are streaming live on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook and you search for Clog TV, you'll be able to watch us live. Or YouTube as well, search for Clog TV. So in case you need to leave your TV set, you don't need to leave Clog Sports, your ultimate and number one sports show in the nation. Benito, we are concluding about how the South African FA did a very, very poor job in ensuring that Teboho Mokoena actually played that game. And you actually attested to the fact that in that particular game, he played...
virtually, he wasn't needed. Yes, his importance were not felt. But I still think that in spite of all these situations, as landlord rightly said, it's a big lesson to the remaining countries. Most importantly, as a patriotic Ghanaian, say Aminu Shadow Sheya, you should be very, very careful about such things. Because you cannot just miss out on World Cup. And Yembusawa, what was your reason? You say, I fielded an unqualified player. No. In this modern era, that thing shouldn't happen.
At all.
Yes. That is why I agree to the fact that at this point,
heads should roll.
Exactly.
People should lose their jobs because
it is a serious negligence of duty.
Negligence, purely said.
I know how these things happens. I know the processes before you can print out an official match day squad.
So you can also accuse them of causing financial loss to the FA because they were charged $12,500 United States dollars.
Yes, exactly.
That's 10,000 Swiss francs. So,
and we say no. Nanka team manager and team organizer. Exactly.
And no more because everyone that had a hand in it,
that is all.
Anyway, player nanka so yentu the being count because it's very much unheard of that this is a disgrace not only to South African football,
to African
football as well.
It shows that as a team
exactly. Which people are we putting in place of our football federations and commanding the levels of football and football administration that we should have in the country? It's something that we have to actually take care of and then look at very, very well. But then we also have to talk about the fact that Kumasi Asante Kotoko and BBN Gold Stars were in Africa. Well, one of them not so longer, not so for that long. I mean, they were actually kicked back home. That is after playing KS Kebeli. We have the highlights for you of that particular game. So we'll take the highlights when we come back. We'll do a little bit of discussion around it.
كان في المرصاد في اول كره وفي اول فرصه لمسعودي 27 سنه كورتيريك البلجيكي سابقا على الكره الاولى في.
So Benito, this was the game that actually transpired between BBN Gold Stars and then KS Kabili. But landlord, I want you to just talk about it. It ended in 5-0 against BBN Gold Stars. BBN Gold Stars, mind you, in the fixture before, lost 2-0 over here. And then they went there hoping that they can actually maybe get something out of that particular game. But when you look at what is going on your screen at the moment, it looks like they were just chasing shadows. And their goalkeeper also made a lot of saves to actually save the team from conceding more. Because I heard that it could have been worse than what it was, losing by 5-0.
And now, I'm not surprised, and I said it. Yeah, so for me personally, I wish BBN couldn't go, but because of sanction and association, just look at this.
Look at this goal that they conceded. and this is when the game is at 0-0.
0-0. So.
And people are advocating, this is the Ghanaian Premier League champions, for God's sake.
Yes.
And people are advocating that they should be, Black Stars players should be chosen out of these lots because they are the ones that when the going gets tough, they are the ones who will be able to play their hearts out for the Black Stars. But when you look at the quality of play, you look at the touches of a striker, you look at the touches of a defender, you look at whether they have the fighting spirit for to play in this particular games, you realize that it's quite a nice one.
And it's bad. These people, who said we need to improve in our league. So look at the standard of the pitch that they are playing on. You could see clearly say our boys are finding it difficult in playing on this pitch because they don't get this pitch day in and day out or week and week. So I think it's a very good test for them. It will go in their history books. When we went to the CAF Champions League, we met JS Kabylie and they beat us home and away 7. So I'm sure they've come back to the country. So they should come and concentrate on the Ghana Premier League and they should do their best.
But was this a penalty, in your opinion?
It was clear. Obi Manso.
We can actually attest to the fact that the player got all of the ball, and it was. If the referee doesn't take this as a penalty, it's not taken anywhere.
And why? One description about these North African clubs, they have this mentality that the moment they are playing, most especially on their favorite soil, that is at their own backyard, they are too dramatic. And so if you are the center referee officiating their game and you are not careful and smart enough, you might be giving them certain advantages and privileges. You would clearly see that they were all fallacious.
Yeah.
But that has been their style. And it is working perfectly for them. Because if you are playing against JS Kabylie and under 29 minutes you've conceded 2 goals, consider yourself doomed. I had the opportunity to watch them play at Accra Sports Stadium. I told one of their boys, Noah. In fact, unfortunately, he celebrated his birthday a day before this particular game. I told him point blank that no way, birthday in deep prayer because if you have the idea of probably celebrating your birthday after this game,
see, they are passing through in the sense like when you take hot knife, they are passing it through butter.
In fact, a fresh baked bread. Now the knife in the name. And why? I will come to the game itself.
And this is the Ghana Premier League champions.
For Christ's sake. But I will tackle that particular angle. But with the stadium, I heard landlord talking about the turf. Not the edifice, but the turf. The turf. What do you say? When we go to Algeria, this particular stadium, Hussein Ahmed Stadium, is the third largest. It's 50,000 capacity. And also, you could clearly see crowd. Crowd. And these Algerians, and in fact, these North African, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, Tunisia, they're Pocopan tertiaries in here. It's a minimal exhibition of their energy. Yes.
Different.
And in fact, they introduced these fire flares in African football.
Yes.
Now, Tifua or my building, a giant one, it will be scaring you. That has been their magic. Irrespective of their investment, they know how to support their team. So within 29 minutes, you've considered 2 goals. Whereas they are still dominating play, count yourself doomed. And we've been a quarter goal stars. It pains me a lot that being the champions in Ghana football. Now, okay, on the scale, if you are always the first person in your class, near the work with different competition. Now, you are your first person, let's say Clog TV school, you are the first. But you the work school something.
Yes.
No work real oh dear, simple calculations.
One career portal.
It tells us one thing that any almost the second, third, fourth, Clog TV school. No?
I'm not born to.
You see this assumption.
It may be so, but it may also be that on the day, who was it, football? We can have Monaco scoring FC Barcelona as it happened in the Champions League.
Yes.
Whereas FC Barcelona.
In fact, we can even have Saudi Arabia beating Argentina
and Argentina winning the World Cup as well.
But no, I'm building a point.
Yes.
This isn't the first time. Hatofok went to North Africa. On aggregate, it was 7-1. They were the league champions. Mediama went to Africa. On aggregate, it was 6-3. Adriana Stars, they went to Africa. The same North Africa, they were our league champions. On aggregate, it was 7-0. And since time,
Beckham Chelsea.
Yes, in 2012.
Yes, they actually did maybe somewhat better
exactly.
in that game.
And one point on aggregate, I think it was around 4. You see, to me, no, that is the establishment. I understand. Our champions can't be champions in North Africa. I've given you 5 instances.
But when you look at other countries, like say South Africa, when you look at, even don't go far, you look at ASEC Mimosa of
Abidjan, yeah.
You realize that when they go there, they don't fare as bad as we actually do.
That is my point. So what at all is the problem?
So is it down to fundamentally the quality of our league? Or
I've said this thing on so many occasions that no disrespect to Ghana Premier League. Let me state this thing categorically. I've followed this league no less than 10 years. I know the qualities we possess. I understand. Yenim Ghanaian players be right after their days within the Ghana Premier League, as Asamoah, for instance, right from Accra Academy Liberty Professionals, he went straight to Italy.
Yes.
We can name such players. But at this point in time, the standard is not falling. It has fallen already. Yes, because looking at Gold Stars 11, Emmanuel Kobe in post, Emmanuel Lankra, Vincent Atinga, he has played this league over 10 years. If you are talking about an experienced player, he has it. In fact, he can be named as one of the epitomes of experience when we're talking about Ghana football.
Yeah.
Fast forward, Samuel Champon, Gideon Anaba. He has been in the league for no less than 4 years.
Yes.
Kelvin Opon, one of the talented players we have in our league.
Yeah.
Bright Boache, Apia McCarthy. I've known him right from King Faisal. He rose to Ashwood.
Very good player.
Yes.
Apia McCarthy.
We can name these talent. So looking at this first 11, on any good day, so she on a level or do better.
Yeah.
So my point is, our standards are falling. And it's as though the managers of our league are not ready to probably raise it or something.
Well,
but me say season we know, BB best right from this season.
Landlord, if you want to, there's a notion that you cannot heal a healthy person.
Exactly.
You cannot fix what is not broken.
Yeah.
If there are issues clearly from outside and you are seeing it, that Kai, I said Nichia Chiang, Ekwe Nichia Chiang, but Niotika Num so no, I say,
he's not admitted.
Full tank.
Yeah.
Can't be to make the mark on the wrong guapa. But then you're encountering issues year in, year out, and the quality of the league, as Benito mentioned, has fallen. Then what do we do?
Well, Nana, I think that when CPC and Domosuko are saying we might to take a whole year before getting solution to those things. I was very quiet when you guys were talking about these things. You know, anytime I want to set an example, me set an example to come to your normal life. Let's take it, say, 2 guys are fighting over a lady. What is then a Maya or choose nipa baako? It means that the quality of the other person. Now, this Africans, when North Africans, when they come and it got to a time we were beating them. I remember when Asofo won the CAF Champions League, they beat Esperance of Tunisia, which was very massive. But what is happening right now? As you gave me that typical example, Nana, identification is a very serious thing in life. As we sit here, if something is not wrong with us, we need to identify it. Then we'll fix towards that thing, or maybe we'll find solution to that thing. But in this our country where we live in, when it comes to football, and I say sports in general, we've not even identified it. We have so many things around us are they identify on banana. We don't pay attention to it. We don't pay attention to it. I'm sure, say, other countries in there, they will say, South Africa will say, okay, these people are always beating us. What are we supposed to do? Now, a typical example before we go to our next story. When Argentina was not able to win the World Cup, I'm sure they sat down in the room, they asked themselves, say, why are we not able to win the World Cup? Why are we not able to win the World Cup? So when they sat in the room, they found solution and they were able to lift the World Cup.
Landlord, you're cool, man. Even if we find solutions, people are not ready to use them.
Good. So, Nana, good. Tinubu said it's all bounce back to us, no. Nana, this issue that we are facing, we the journalists are part, football administrators are part, players are part, and so many things are part. Nana, if you watch the game very well, I've been watching this game very well. The BBN Gold Stars game there. Nothing was working for them. Because in their head, they know, say, they are not going to do a comeback. Algeria. I'm going to come back. Because she look at the goals. But you're not passing in on one champion. Say, you're going to say, I need you.
Now, landlord, me,
we are getting
our mentality is different. Well, when Hossein stadium, I do not know the motive behind. But see, I'm sending you these pictures.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes.
I've seen that the players were just starstruck.
Yes.
They were happy to be there.
Yes.
And that was it.
And the imposing pictures.
Yes.
You see that mentality? No. Meaning, the moment you get to a stadium, you'll be tempted to be doing those things. But, okay.
You are there for a reason.
Yes.
You've lost 2-0 at home. This is not time to be posing for pictures and then be... Okay, let's go to the next story where we have Kumasi and Tikotiko. After beating Kwara FC by 4-3 in Ghana, they actually went to Nigeria, in Abeokuta to be precise, to face Kwara. Let's see what happened over there. We'll talk about that as well. So there we have it, Kumasi and Tikotiko at the AstroTurf Stadium in Abeokuta, where they went to play away to Kwara Football Club. That was quite a tense one, considering the fact that Kumasi and Tikotiko were somewhat in a comfortable lead in the first leg, but then due to improper game management, they weren't able to capitalize on that. We saw once again Kamara being error-prone, Benito.
Yes.
Almost leading to Kwara United scoring their first goal.
Exactly. It was within the early minutes of the game. I sometimes just disappointed in him, looking at his stature, how endowed he is. He should be commanding this fear. But it has to. But I still believe that it is the duty of the goalkeepers trainers to work on him.
But do you think they can do much, considering the fact that off the pitch we've had some notifications about his character of the pitch? For instance, when you look at what Justice Blaze said about him, and if a professional player,
if it is something we should pay attention to, and a moment because you obiani idea. No,
but as a professional player,
I understand.
He may not help your career in the long term.
How do you explain it will not help him? We know of players that take in certain things. It energizes them to perform.
Yeah.
If it has come to bear that if he does that thing, he performs overwhelmingly. And your woman
non-performing.
Yes.
We need results.
That is my principle. If you know that if you give this thing to Jewel, he will do excellently well. Do that give that thing to him.
Yeah.
If you know Andy's preferences, that our producer, if we give him, let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis, he will just obey it. Give it to him. All that we need is good result. That has been my point. Oh, and why? If you just NY then maybe Obabi Kasamu Nasu talk back you obey it, man. Just give that thing to NY. No, I'm just citing instances. Yes. You see my point? So if that is for Kamara, give it to him, he will secure you 3 points. You are good to go.
But not forgetting the fact that there are codes of ethics, and then every footballer is held to a certain level of accountability, not just because of your performance on the pitch, but the icon that you stand as outside the pitch as well. If we keep giving him what he wants,
but that is his personal life. Everyone has his own
personal life.
Exactly. My point is, if your personal life is affecting your profession negatively, that one I do not succumb to it. But if your personal life reflects positively on your profession, and you ever say
do you think that landlord going forward, they should have kept Frederick Asari instead of letting, because Frederick Asari wouldn't have let some of these errors occur?
And that is normal for goalkeepers in the it is normal but Kamara Denier.
But sorry to cut you, but the reason why I'm asking this is that for a goalkeeper like Frederick Asari, who came back from injury, and looking at the trajectory of his career, ending call-ups for the senior national team, and also being one of the best in our local league for a long period of time. And goalkeepers age like fine wine. We've seen that Benjamin Asari, a case in point for Accra to Folk, wasn't called up to the national team until he was 32 years of age. And now his performances are actually in the right light. So I'm just saying that, do you think that Kotoko made a wrong decision by letting Kamara come out to be their number one and not maintaining Frederick Asari?
I'm sure within their corridors they would admit just that I'm going to be kind of one thing. I've said this thing on countless occasions that how to manage such situations, most especially our Kotoko and our House of Folk, they more or less like distort the whole situation. It happened to Razak Abelora. It happened to Danlad Ibrahim.
Yeah.
In fact, no, it happened. Let me start from this goalkeeper. Felix Annan.
Yeah.
It started from him. But then in this situation, how to groom a goalkeeper and project him for the national team. As you rightly said, just go through the archives where Frederick Asari rose from his youthful days from Wafa, rising to the occasion, and to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Not forgetting, he was part of Black Stars team during the 2023 AFCON in Abidjan.
Yeah.
Yes. He was projected for the Black Stars goalkeeping department.
Yeah.
But you see, from nowhere, Kamaru, he's from one of the French-speaking countries. Yet only a number of projecting him. So if he becomes one of the best goalkeepers in our leagues, not the national team. Now you need a top-notch goalkeeper in our league.
Landlord, some others are saying that Kotoko could not afford to let Kamara be the second choice because, you know, as a foreign player, you have to be paid in foreign currencies, for especially playing our trade. You have to be paid in United States.
And if you're a foreign player and you are not performing very well, you are supposed to be on the bench. It's all bones to our mentality. Tom, it's all bones to our mentality. I think the guy has a very height. I don't know if you've seen him before.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him at the Accra Sports Stadium, I was able to go and walk past him and I check. And I said, whoa. Because he's I think, I've not seen this Man City player before, Donnarumma. But I'm sure by what I've seen on television there, he's going to be the same height with Man City goalkeeper. But I don't know what is wrong with him. But all the same, this match that they play against Kwao, he made so many saves for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And it's part of football and it's also part of life. At times, you don't get your day. But all the same, we're just hoping to say right now, there's a big task ahead of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Going forward, I think Benito said something about the goalkeeper's trainer. Talk to him, tell him what to do. And then if it is a language barrier between him and the defenders now, I think they should work very hard. Because this language barrier is really worrying us in football. Because we know very well, for a goalkeeper to communicate with his back four is a very key thing. That is really helping Benjamin Asari in the national team. He communicates very well with the players at the back four. So if Kamara doesn't speak English, I mean, I'm so I saw him a video called Okachi. Samba is also speaking English.
Yes.
Ablo is also speaking English. So I think they should communicate very well because big tasks ahead of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Next stage, no more Konenana. That is where we are going to see if the Kotoko team is ready for Africa.
Okay, let's run up on this.
A quick one. Donnarumma is 6 feet 5 inches tall.
6 feet
and
5.
Yes, and Kamara is also 6 feet 4 inches tall.
So it's just
and even don't go close to Donnarumma. Let's compare him to David Raya of Arsenal.
Okay.
Kepa Arrizabalaga. Let's compare him to Robert Sanchez of Chelsea. He has a more frightening appearance than them. And for a goalkeeper, you have to be really commanding.
Yes.
If you have that. And mind you, goalkeepers also use their hands. So he's supposed to be, when he raises his hands, which is going to be higher than his head height, he should be more than 7 feet tall.
Yes.
With his frame.
His reach.
His reach should be, his span should also be even more than that as well. So
he's not utilizing his body. Nyankopon him from a landlord.
So yes, let's keep our messages coming in. Send us a message 0500500421 and we'll be kind enough to read from you. I'm getting messages. This one is also saying Prosper from Budumburam, Kotoko all the way. Better luck next time, Bibiani. These are messages coming in. And also, please keep your messages coming on our Facebook platform and our YouTube comments as well. Let them come in. We'll be kind enough to read them for you. What do you think about the performance of Bibiani Gold Stars? What do you think about the performance of Kumasi Asante Kotoko? Do you think they can go all the way into the money zone and then actually get something? Bring back the trophy to Ghana. It's been a long time since we actually had the Confederations Cup coming home to us. Is it coming home? Is it not? Well, let's have your thoughts and comments on all of that as well. And guys, now the Champions League is back in action. Yesterday,
the European Champions
the
League.
European Champions League. Yes, that is.
Yes.
The UEFA Champions League,
Yes,
I
yes,
should
yes.
say, back in action. Yesterday, a lot of investors had a bit of a shocker, considering the fact that Liverpool lost by a goal to 0 against Galatasaray in Turkey. Landlord, let me hear your thoughts on that.
Well, Nana, I was able to watch one game, Chelsea versus Benfica, Jose Mourinho back to Stamford Bridge, where he said Chelsea is one of the teams no money freely the coaching job very well. But Nana, what I saw in the Chelsea team, although said some of the players are injured, but performance was very bad.
They were holding on for their lives.
Very bad. Even their goal was an own goal.
Yeah.
So the teams were able to perform. Nana, I always say this Champions League, the big giants will always overcome the small team. If you look at what is on our screen, Bayern Munich 5, Real Madrid, Hala Madrid 5. I'm not surprised. I'm the Ebufona Atletico de Madrid show monitor.
At a wrong place.
And then my whole match of the week or yesterday was Atletico de Madrid versus Frankfurt. Nana, I don't know where Diego Simeone is getting that morale and the team is getting that morale from. Almost 4 straight wins for them. And Nana, this guy is doing wonders in the Atletico de Madrid team with Julian Alvarez, the Argentine international. Nana, he's one of a player there. The style of playing is Kumagro. He has the control. Both left and right foot is working. So, what if this Omasha and I'm just hoping it will continue like this because we know them very well. They will start very well, but it could be a season now. And they will be scoring them. So kudos to them. Liverpool losing yesterday. Inter, the finalists last season also performed very well. So Nana, for me personally, I think if the big giants are overcoming the small teams now, when we reach the quarterfinals and the round of 16, now we could get this big teams. And Tottenham too is not performing very well with the likes of the Kudus and the Richarlison. But all the same, they came back from a 2-goal down. And they were able to.
Now Bodo Glimt is one of the teams that you should actually be very careful of when you are going to their stadium in Norway because they use an AstroTurf. That's what they play on. And usually the clubs in Europe are not really used to that. But let me run you through some of the results or the fixtures that we have. Yesterday, Tuesday, we had Atlanta beating Club Brugge by 2-1. The late winner by Mario Pasalic in that one. Kairat Almaty losing by 5-0. Mbappe scoring in that particular one. A hat-trick. Atletico de Madrid 5, Frankfurt 1. Julian Alvarez continuing his impressive scoring form. Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham 2. Bodo Glimt are continuing their impressive home wins in that particular competition. In Europe, Bodo Glimt are actually unbeaten against all opposition apart from if you should check, the last team that beat them at home was Arsenal. That was 2 years ago in the Europa League. And we have Chelsea 1, Benfica 0, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. And that was quite a shocking one. And in that particular game, it made history. Yeah. The first Nigerian player to score 10 UEFA Champions League goals. Osimhen, he had to be the one. Inter Milan 3, Slavia Praha 0, Marseille 4, Ajax 0. That's an interesting one as well. And Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 5. So that was how the week 2 of the Champions League, the first game, that's how it transpired. And then we'll have the fixtures for today, which is Wednesday. The fixtures, very, very interesting matches. Coming up.
I think that the match that would catch much attention will be Barca's game against Paris Saint-Germain at the Montjuic Stadium. And obviously it will be the match of the day.
Yes, interesting. Landlord,
Yes.
Benito, let's run through the fixtures. Karabakh versus Copenhagen in Azerbaijan is going to be very, very interesting. And another team that people are sleeping on is Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium. Yeah. They are quite an interesting side. They won their first game, mind you, and then they are playing their second game against Newcastle. Newcastle wouldn't have it easy in that particular one. And Arsenal as well, playing against Olympiacos at the Emirates Stadium. Borussia Dortmund will be sitting at the Signal Iduna Park, playing Atletico Bilbao. Iñaki Williams, the Fufu man, will be in action there, the captain for Atletico de Bilbao. FC Barcelona are now in Camp Nou playing against Paris Saint-Germain. This could have been the Champions League final last season, but now we have to watch it in the group stage. It's going to be interesting. Bayer Leverkusen playing against PSV. PSV are without a win because in their first game they lost against Paphos. Now we have Monaco playing against Man City. Interesting one. Monaco are always a dangerous side when it comes to the group stages of the Champions League. Napoli with Scott McTominay will be playing against Sporting Club de Portugal, and then Villarreal will be playing against Juventus. That's how Thomas Partey will be at home, and then we'll be hosting Juventus. It's going to be an interesting one as well. So we'll be keenly watching these fixtures. And then on Thursday, we have the Europa League and some Champions League fixtures as well. But guys, let me just ask you about this.
Yes, quick one on yesterday's game.
Yeah.
From the early kickoff, as you know, I paid much of my attention watching Real Madrid's game. But I had a little glance on Club Brugge and then Atalanta with how Kamaldeen Suleiman from bench replacing Ademola Lookman. Within 20 minutes, he just helped Atalanta got that much important goal from that technique and with a finishing from Mario Pasalic. It was a brilliant one. Now onto the tough game, Barca versus Paris Saint-Germain. I learned the UEFA president will be at the stadium today. As you said, it could have been a Champions League final, but here comes within the group stages. We all know the classical moment these two clubs have given us when we're talking about Champions League football. Not long ago, within the semi-finals, it was a 4-1. That particular game where Kylian Mbappe stood up and rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
I see Barca winning today's game.
Interesting.
Yes, it will be a tough one, but I see Barca winning.
Without Lamine?
No, but Lamine Yamal will definitely be playing. They almost said that manager Nahomi, they prepared him just for today's game. It will be an interesting one. Yet both teams to score.
It's going to be an interesting one. Lamine Yamal versus Nuno Mendes.
Exactly.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. That's what my eye will be on in that particular fixture. Now let's actually turn our attentions to Kylian Mbappe and the hat-trick that he scored in this particular match week. All right, so while we are getting that, he has also moved level with his fellow Frenchman Karim Benzema, third for the most Champions League hat-trick scored for in the Champions League. Yeah. So he's having 4 Champions League hat-tricks in the history of the Champions League. Now, you look at the first 2 and you realize that is GOAT territory.
Exactly. And it's a no-go area.
And let's look at Mbappe and his record in the Champions League. 89 games, 60 goals.
Exactly.
Quite impressive. Remember, he started playing the Champions League not for PSG, but for Monaco. So when you look at that, Mbappe, I remember at the time being a 16, 17-year-old boy, taking Monaco to the Champions League semi-final, that is, where they lost to Manchester City. So Mbappe... he's young, but and then no buy.
Yes, Mbappe. The unfortunate thing is that his time and era So you much from him, even though he's performing brilliantly. But the kind of hype and PR was Onyan, you don't get it.
So let's compare that to Lamine Yamal at the moment. Landlord, Lamine Yamal is playing very well, but there is no Messi, there is no Ronaldo. When Mbappe was 16, 17 years playing at that level for Monaco, there was Messi, there was Ronaldo. So
there was prime Neymar.
There was Neymar.
Yes.
There was Suarez. There was Lewandowski.
Felipe Coutinho.
All these
the
other
stars were all over.
So would you say that is the reason why maybe Lamine is getting all the hype?
Not really, but it all bonds to the PR job. It all bonds to the PR job. Nana, Sobiani in Destiny Unity will be paid by this time, but Nana, to be frank, per the start that I'm seeing, we hear the hat-trick goals now. Like you just go ahead of the 2 goals. It's just 8-4. Yesterday I watched the game, early kickoff. Nana, the guy is a beast. Like when he's Okrabo now, you could see that. Like he's so angry for goals. And so Nana, what I saw yesterday, he can go. By the time about retire from football, there, 50 hat-trick. In the Champions League. I'm always surprised. He's good.
And that years out. Because a hat-trick is 3 goals, in a game. And that's himself. Now, let's look at the most goals scored in the Champions League. Now we have 60. Cristiano Ronaldo, 141. And Mbappe is at 60 at this particular point in time in the history. Remember that for a long time, a very long time, it was Raul Gonzalez that was having that particular one. Raul Gonzalez with 71 before Cristiano Ronaldo broke that record. And now Cristiano Ronaldo has 141.
Yes.
And it's not a mean feat. 141 goals in the Champions League.
No one can surpass him.
Lionel Messi, 129.
Mbappe.
Now I can bet 100% on this.
Mbappe is now 25 plus.
25. Nana.
It's not going to be easy.
Relax.
Now, the first 60 goals, we saw the Ronaldo had to play 90 Champions League games before he had his 60 goals.
Exactly.
Mbappe had to play less than that.
Yes, Mbappe played 89.
89.
Lewandowski played 85 games before he got 60. Messi 80 goals before he scored 60 goals.
Ronaldo had to play 98.
98.
Yeah.
And he played 98.
Yes, Benzema played 111, and then Raul had to play 115 before he got 60 goals.
He will go.
Mbappe will go 141.
Because now checking for the first 4, all of them are not in Europe. Messi is not in Europe. Ronaldo is not in Europe. They are
But Lewandowski is there.
Why?
Robert Lewandowski.
Messi is trying massage for. None of them are playing active football in Europe. They are done with Europe. And this guy, what I'm seeing at Real Madrid, man, that is where.
But it is not easy to score 3 goals.
And I understand.
Especially when you're talking about the elite competition of European football.
Yeah. And I understand. But what I saw yesterday, and what I've seen previous in Real Madrid matches in there, I think their president, what was his name?
Florentino Perez.
Is going to really work well on this guy. He will get him a PR job because Nana, he deserved the Ballon d'Or. If Real Madrid win the Champions League, win the La Liga, hands down. Because Nana, you don't even watch their matches. That's why you are sitting here telling me, say he can 90. Look at 90 and 141. We should subtract it a bit almost like 51 goals. It's 51.
More than 50. It's
More than
71.
50, yes, around 70.
71 is how old is he? 25. Right? He's 25 years old.
No, it's actually 81.
81 goals.
Yeah.
And all 25 years.
81 goals in the Champions League. Now, mind you, look at the difference between Raul Gonzalez, who was the best striker in Champions League history for a very long time. It took about 15 years before that record was broken.
Exactly.
And was broken by Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, when you look at that record, that is standing 71 goals, and before Cristiano Ronaldo broke it, it's 81 goal difference. Oh.
But now the reason I'm saying he can do it is what I've seen there.
70 goal difference between him and Raul
I understand.
Gonzalez.
So, first, second, third, it's only Lewandowski who is playing in Europe right now.
And mind you, not to cut you, but averagely, players score 10 goals in the Champions League per season. So you need,
right now, how many goals? He has 5.
You need 8 seasons to be scoring consistently 10 goals.
Yes, the only advantage for him is that now you will be playing more games compared to the previous format.
Good.
Now,
Good.
because of how the
format.
Not more games per se. The only games they play extra is maybe 2 games more. No, 1 game more.
Okay.
Initially, we were playing home and away. 2 games per. But right now, you are playing a
league phase.
A league phase, and you are playing 8 games.
Exactly.
Which is home and away as well. 2. Just like that.
Yes.
So maybe the opposition that you be playing maybe
we are not disputing his qualities and his abilities, but we're on a burden.
But for me, I believe in him 100%. But what I've seen,
not 2 ways about that.
What I've seen previous weeks, I believe, because yesterday, you could see clearly, Real Madrid is trying to build a team. One journalist asked Xavi Alonso, and he was so smart to deny it. Said, "Are you building a team around Mbappe?" And he said, "No, I'm building a team around the whole Real Madrid team." But what I saw yesterday, they are building a team around Mbappe. So Mbappe is pressing Kim. They are doing.
There is Gonzalo Garcia Torres.
And yesterday, if you watch, the difference maker was
Rodrigo.
Yeah,
exactly. And he's been even on the periphery of the first team.
Our precious station to say this to the Real Madrid. I'm sure their favorite fan is here. They should sell Vinicius Junior. I'm done.
That one it's in the pipeline.
An interesting one. Whether Vinicius Junior, one of the best wingers in world football, should be sold or not, it remains to be seen. It remains to be discussed. And then now let's talk about the fact that the first Nigerian player to score over 10 goals in the Champions League. To score 10 goals in the Champions League. And then there will be more, considering the fact that the Champions League group phase is still ongoing. Victor Osimhen, the man in your shots there, the man of the moment. And considering the fact that, look at the caliber of players that have played in the Champions League for Nigeria.
Yes.
They have the likes of Nwankwo Kanu. They have the likes of Obafemi Martins. Yes. They have the likes of JJ Okocha. And this man is standing tall amongst all of them.
Yes, Obafemi Martins was the record holder with 9 goals, and yesterday Yakubu tried to set his own record. As he said, I was happy for him, one, from the record point of view. Secondly, he just left Liverpool. This time they didn't walk alone. They walked alone and left the Ram Stadium with no points. And so with a player of his caliber, within the transfer window, it was between him and Hugo Ekitike and then Alexander Isak, who goes to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Liverpool for say what's him. And ordinary to Galatasaray. And so it was a wonderful time to prove a point to all the Liverpoolians. I'm happy for him as an African. I think and believe that Obetimaya more.
And now let's talk about another player that you should be actually happy for, because he's hit 200 goals in world football. I'm talking about Antoine Griezmann. Yeah. He's been ever present, cross-generational. This guy is there. Now Antoine Griezmann, now followed by Luis Aragonés and then Andres Escudero, Fernando Torres. Now you look at these players, all-time Atletico Madrid scorers. Now he's up there with them. And now, not only for Atletico Madrid, because he has more career goals than that. He scored for FC Barcelona, he scored for Real Sociedad, he scored for the French national team as well. This guy, cross generations, he's there.
He's underrated.
Yeah.
My simple word, my simple description about him. Antoine Elpib Griezmann Macon. He's underrated.
He's part of one of the guys now, so the Champions League, because he's a complete player, because he has a World Cup, but only Champions League. But he's good. He came to Barcelona, and he went back to Atletico de Madrid. And Diego Simeone knows how this guy plays a lot. So for him coming back to Atletico de Madrid over the weekend, Real Madrid and Woto was very, very nice. I really enjoyed myself over the weekend. But all the same, it's good for him. 200 goals, and easy. So far, I think he has surpassed Joe has 150 goals so far in his football career. And so
it is factually incorrect. It can't be proven.
It can't be proven. I'll give you the facts on Friday.
There is no statistics backing that statement.
Still talking about statistics.
Yes.
Real Madrid are one of the best teams in European football.
They are not one of the best.
No.
They are the best team.
Let me help you with this one.
Real Madrid.
When you say one of the best now, as if say like you are is disrespect to Real Madrid.
Hey. Real Madrid arguably are the best team
there is no argument
in European football.
No, but there is no
then
argument.
They have faced a lot of opposition. They have faced 115 oppositions.
Yes.
They have beaten 112 of them in the Champions League. Now, who are the three that they haven't beaten?
Barcelona.
Oh, that's now the three teams that they haven't beaten is Arsenal. They have no wins in 4 matches. Quite an interesting one. And then we have ADK, and then we have Lille. No wins.
Barcelona is supposed to be part in an hour.
No, Real Madrid have beaten Barcelona.
No, in the Champions League.
In the Champions League.
Go through the archives and see.
Go to the archives and look.
Go through the archives.
There's been 7 goals. 7
In the
goals
Champions
in the
League.
Champions League.
Go to the archives.
Archives.
And then what's the second team there, Benito?
AGK.
No, it's AEK Athens.
Athens.
Yes, AEK Athens.
Athens, yeah.
Quite an interesting one. So no wins in 2 matches.
That's why you're
Arsenal.
happy. Arsenal is bad. That's why you're happy like
no,
that.
I'm not actually happy. It's the fact that they haven't been able to beat them, and it looks like Arsenal is the Achilles heel for Real Madrid. But interesting statistic there: 115 teams faced, 112 beaten. Kairat Almaty was the latest to be added to that particular
In fact,
list.
for you to travel a little over 11 hours, this Almaty town or country, no, it's not a country, town.
It's a town, yes.
Yes, shares border with China. So you can imagine, travel to New York, where do that?
8 hours, 58 minutes.
You see?
That's the travel distance.
Real Madrid, in fact,
That's the travel distance to the country. But then the travel distance to Kairat Almaty Stadium gives it a further 11 hours.
Exactly.
Interesting there.
So
now,
Real Madrid, the end of the day, I do not think that there is a place of argument.
No. For this one, I
Real
agree with
Madrid
100%.
is the greatest team in the Champions League.
there are some arguments about it, but let's see. The Champions League, the best team in the Champions League, the most winners. So let's see. When it comes to the science and math quiz, which school is the best?
The one that has won most of the glories.
Inadvertently, you're talking about Presec League.
I don't know.
But anyway, let's move on and then let's look at Liverpool as well, because they have been in a losing streak. 2 games, no wins. 2 games, 2 defeats. Crystal Palace, and now back to Galatasaray.
Yes.
And Liverpool, it looks as though, although they are a strong outfit, it looks as though beyond their first team, should an injury occur to, say, Virgil van Dijk, the team is in shambles. Yesterday, Mohamed Salah didn't play, and you realize that they were all sorts apart when it came to their team.
Just give me my flowers. I said this thing some few weeks ago that with Liverpool and Arsenal, I see Arsenal to be more complete than Liverpool.
Yeah, you indeed said it.
Yes. Amampo, you started with the player-to-player comparison.
Yeah.
Me, yes, they are defending champions, agreed. But when you go through their squad carefully, they are not up there. Alexander Isak is unfit. How to just infuse him into the team? Florian Wirtz, I call him the
Florian Wirtz.
Exactly. You know the name. You see, if one thing about this team was they had luck whenever they are ending their matches. 90 plus 7, 90 plus 4. It was exactly. It was Dominic Szoboszlai at the last minute free kick. It was purely from the aspect of this luck in football.
Do you think their luck has run out?
Gradually. And I just pity them. They'll play Chelsea in their next game.
Yeah.
Chelsea the best also.
Landlord, do you think so?
I think Benito have said it all. Me, especially Fly and Okoye, that team, so the guy downstairs in Okwama, like I always say, I don't see him to be one of the best defenders, and they always rate him that the greatest defender in the English Premier League.
Arguably.
Yes.
But the Munich West crap. Kevin says he's even better than this guy. I'm just being serious. Now, I think it's good that season is early. Then Liverpool are seeing such things like this. Benito said when injuries occur, like we also yesterday said Salah couldn't play, but look at what happened to them. Where Arsenal is say when this player is out, you could see clearly say
quality in, quality out.
God bless you, my brother. Landlord, Caleb out, landlord in. So you could see that this kind of. So I think it's good call early days yet for them, but let's see what happens.
I mean, Liverpool, the good thing is that they've been able to identify where the issues are in their team, and then they are working towards fixing it. Their coach himself actually mentioned in the first game that they still know that there's a lot to be done in the gelling of the players and all that. So, there's still work to be done. And another blow is that Alisson was injured in that particular game, and then the coach has confirmed that Alisson will not be playing in that particular game. So it's quite interesting. Let me take some messages before we actually drop off. This one says, hello Nana, we all knew Bibini qualifying against LA Kabili will be a difficult one. So personally, I'm not surprised. This is Fred from Nungwa. Good show, guys. I'm watching live from Bachuna. This is also Ni. And then now we are having some of the messages. And this one says that when are Man U playing their friendly match? Michael from Kwaokudi.
They are playing against us. Clog TV.
This one says, how far are these English teams going to reach in the UCL with performances like these? Messages are coming in, but unfortunately time is fast spent. We'll not be able to read all for you. But today it's been a pleasure coming to your homes, coming to your screens to bring you the best in the world of sports. Thank you to my producer, Andy, and my now executive producer, who's been doing very, very well for us. Michael is being there as well. Melissa is also in the studio, always
he's
doing the best for us.
elevated now.
Yeah, Michael.
Executive. I didn't know.
Yes. So to the production crew, Jewel and the rest.
Station owner.
Joe, Cablesman and all that.
Yeah, Joseph is the station owner.
Joseph is the station owner. Okay, guys, concluding remarks, please.
Nana, thank you very much. I always say we are always grateful coming here to talk. We want to thank our viewers that they are always patient watching.
So
I always say I didn't know they unkofa na
Yes, a wonderful brother says he's watching. Yes, he's Hunter. Yes, Hunter says he's watching.
Big shout out to
Big
Hunter
shout out
as
to
well.
him. Yes. But today is exactly 29 years ago. Arsene Wenger started his role as Arsenal manager. Yes, in the Arsenal for no. So right?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Very much. Okay. Arsenal is hugely indebted to Arsene Wenger, and as you can see, representing Arsenal and Arsenal fans, you might just say that I'm winning today. So from Arsenal fans to Arsene Wenger, thank you very much. And this is how we call it a wrap on today's show. Arrivederci. We'll see you.